Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm sitting down with Chuck, one of the developers for Squad 44. Him and his team has been working on the Pacific Theater for the past, I would say, 7 months now. The questions I'll be asking him, like, what's the plan for the future, and also what can we expect from this new update. So yeah, it's going to be good, and I hope you guys like it. When this video comes out, February 19th at 8 a.m., the new Pacific update should be released. So after you watch this video, go hop on, and I'll see you guys there. I just want to say, how long did you guys work on this?
On the Pacific update.
Yeah,
I believe we start like we've kind of started it almost like a year ago now. I feel a year and a half. Yeah, the team knew that we wanted to do something big. By team I mean both Off-World and also Mercury Arts. We both knew that we wanted to do something big when it came to like almost a year or like a year and a half into like bringing Squad 44 back into the Off-World umbrella. And
right,
that's when we were talking about, hey, what's the next chapter going to be, or what's the next big front going to be, right?
right.
And yeah, like a lot of it I think began with exploration into what level would work best to showcase something very different. We had some very talented weapon artists start work on like the Japanese weapons and the actual visual content that we need to like represent the theater. Yeah, and very slowly we just kind of kept building and building and building. This is all happening in parallel when we were also releasing all the other updates to the other chapters and doing things like the Rain of Steel update where we added all those vehicles. Everything was kind of all in parallel.
That was from a modder, right? All those assets, right?
Mercury Arts, yeah, yeah. Well, like they were all organically produced within Mercury Arts, and Mercury Arts were a mod team. Like they did the Chapter Mercury mod,
Right.
which we ended up acquiring, and now they're basically like a co-developer. So like I wouldn't necessarily call them like those assets came from a mod, but they were developed specifically for Squad 44.
Well, I have another question here.
Yep.
I remember, is it Luna? I remember watching the last live stream that you guys did. She said you guys were also doing Guadalcanal,
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
and yeah, there's a third one on the way, right? Too, as well.
Yeah, there is a third map as well to kind of round out the chapter.
Right.
I can't exactly say anything about that right now. Like I guess what I can be certain of is that we want to try to introduce another kind of I would say gameplay to the Pacific Theater. So if you have Iwo Jima, which is like very much like fairly open ground, contained in one island, very long sightlines, and also a beach invasion. Guadalcanal, by contrast, is like dense jungle, very much close quarter in like some places, but also you have large kind of like grass fields that help kind of break up the terrain, and it's also quite hilly as well. So
Right.
like it's a very kind of different Pacific experience. And then for this third map, we want to also do something different to really solidify the identity of that theater.
I was going to also say, oh, here, one second. Are you guys adding what is it, like, looking into other mods? Because I know
Oh yeah.
like with the squad, this other
Mm.
squad, they've added what's it, the Israeli, not Israeli, sorry, Australian faction to the
Uh,
game.
Yeah, the Australians. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Like a while ago, actually. I think it was
Yeah,
almost.
yeah. 4 years ago now, I think, or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Same with like the Canadians. I think that was
Right. Yeah,
another
that was yeah.
effort there. Yeah. Um, I'd say like not at the moment. But we are always open to like talking with these groups and kind of seeing you know what we can do with them. Like uh at the end of the day, it's always are we getting the right kind of value from these mods for the amount that we're actually spending on them.
Right.
And like there's also always a period of, hey, are all the assets accounted for? Like, do we have actual ownership over all of them? Um, like, how are they from how are the assets from a standards and quality point of view as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just a case of acquiring the rights and then immediately integrating it into the game. It can take quite a while for that to happen. Like uh it was exactly the case with the Australians and with the Canadian factions on Squad. It was also the same with Chapter Mercury when we started to work directly with the Mercury Ops team.
Right. Actually, I wanted to ask you that. How is were you there when the transfer of was the previous devs over to the OWI?
Yeah,
Were you there for that?
yeah. Well, it kind of happened around November, December, like 2 years ago at the end of 2023. Uh, and like basically we were trying to um understand where the Postscriptum project ended, and how we can actually come up with a feasible plan in order to be able to like revive it, and also to get people from both the Mercury outside and Offworld to understand what had happened with that project, and to try to develop it further. It's almost like you like find a like an old treasure map, and
Right.
you're not sure where the goal of it is, but you get small clues along the way. So, okay, hey, I remember this, I remember that. Oh, this is what was done on Squad 5 years ago. And like, how do we kind of like update the game so that it matches what we have now. So it's sorry, from a systems and backend point of view. So like uh when we made that transition, there was a lot of discovery. It was a lot of just kind of opening their version of the engine and seeing what changes that they did and how they implemented certain things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Well, it was so disappointed because, well, obviously it's one of my favorite games, Squad 44, and it was like, are they really just gonna like let it die? Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
then
know, I know, yeah.
and like I don't know what the previous devs were doing. I don't
Hmm.
really know what happened, but when you guys took it, I was like, yeah, right. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
Um,
you guys
yeah,
done? Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. No, no. Like we were glad. So we also didn't want to see it die either. Like for us, it's a very important IP. There's a lot of there was also a lot of work done for it, and we didn't want to see that just kind of fade away. So we from the off-world side, we also have a lot of people that are passionate about World War II, myself included, and like we wanted to give this game like its fair due. Like a lot of the some of the devs from the original Squad helped out to kind of bring Squad 44 up to speed, and trying to make sure that it's a game that we can continue to develop on rather than it being frozen as like a relic.
How much time do we have left? Okay. Um,
Yeah, so quite a bit.
What keeps you motivated
Oh,
doing all
you
this?
know, it's players like you, I feel. No, yeah, well, actually, yeah, like honestly speaking, it's seeing players, enjoy the game. It's seeing
Right.
us, within the team get excited about what we're actually developing. Like someone, we're all fans of, we're all like students of history, and we love consuming a lot of the historical content that historians or secondhand sources have left us, and a lot of us are like, hey, how do we replicate this within um, uh, like within the game framework?
Right.
It's a um, it's similar to like someone building like a scale model, like they would do all the research, right, to figure out all the markings and the right kind of wear and all that kind of stuff, and they use their skills as a painter or as like a model builder, to be able to create this kind of like homage to history, and for us developing Squad 44, it's very much the same thing. It's just that we're working with software rather than with our hands directly.
Right. Um, did I tell you what was the biggest challenge? Did I ask you that or no?
I don't think you did. Yeah. So
No.
so what was our biggest challenge with like what in particular?
Oh no, doing Iwo Jima.
Oh, Iwo Jima.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Probably the scale of the map and the very, very long sightlines. So we never really made a map that had that kind of terrain before in Squad 44 or even Squad actually. Like the map is effectively like a single island with a very big mountain
Right.
on one end, and you're able to actually go up the mountain and see the rest of the island basically. So like it's um you had very little things that could occlude your vision or that would kind of bring in those like sight lines, right? And we didn't want to say, for example, turn up the fog and you not being able to see, that far if you're at the top of the
Right.
mountain because realistically, the battle took place on like a fairly clear day. So
Yeah.
um yeah, so one of the biggest challenges was being able to get that map performing at a reasonable frame rate. Hopefully, the last test that you played in, you're able to, get decent frames on. But that was the biggest, I feel, challenge of doing Iwo Jima.
Something else I wanted to ask. Oh yeah. What would you like to see in the game, or what would you like to add or improve, or stuff
Oh,
like that?
okay. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of stuff we want to do with the flamethrower. The iteration that we have currently is very much like a first iteration, and um, there's a lot of things that we want to do to make it more of like a compelling, terrifying weapon, I guess.
Right.
Um, like things unique like death sounds and visuals for when people get burned
Right.
or like the idea conceptually that you're actually having fire being placed on the ground and creating areas of denial basically with like your flamethrower. So like there's a lot of features that we would like to have. It's just that we didn't have the time to necessarily develop them or like actually test them um, as we needed to get this update out.
Right. Was that from Beyond the Wire, the flamethrower?
The original code was, yeah, yeah. But
Right.
but like where it is now is obviously developed from there. So
Yeah, of course. I was watching Moy Dog's video. He released it not too long ago, and
yeah.
there was this guy who was in a trench, and some Japanese soldier was in front of him, and must have been like 5 meters. He didn't get him whatsoever. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I,
Yeah. So
um,
so it's we're obviously like trying to debug that and there's like some differences between what the damage code is doing versus what the visuals are. So we're trying to uh tweak and improve that so that whatever the visual effects are doing, you're hoping you also see like the damage also being done, um uh you know in accordance to what the visuals are.
Right. And also, I was, I think, my first time on, I was in a Japanese tank, and you can move the, was it, machine, or was it, there was a machine gun at the back of the turret. That was awesome. That was really
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. It's like a really oddly placed machine gun that's like facing. I don't. Some of them is like facing directly back, right? And then some of
Yeah.
them, I think on the Hago tank is like actually at a 5 o'clock position, which is like a really strange angle.
The couple times I played Chapter Red, they've
Mm.
had um the machine guns at the rear, and I've asked them,
Oh,
I've asked one of
yeah.
the developers, could you, add that in? He said maybe we can, but you guys did it, so I mean we
Oh.
could probably do it.
Yeah. Well, we kind of did a workaround of sorts. Like, I think in real life, those rear machine guns are operated by the same gunner. Um, like the gunner would just
Yeah,
literally have to
it's
turn
pretty
around.
small.
Yeah. But how we ended up doing the implementation was that we just basically created like a new seat. So like another player can actually get in and operate that rear facing machine gun, or the turret gunner would just switch seats and they'd basically just be using that machine gun.
How many vehicles did you add? Like just in the
Oh,
play test, or not play test, on Iwo Jima?
in this update in general.
Yeah, in this update.
Uh
No.
yeah, to count, I think we added close to 10 to 12 vehicles, I think. Like like 6 or 7 on the Japanese side and 4 or 5 on the U.S. Marine side. Like for the Marine Corps, they had their own Sherman variants, like the M4A2,
Right.
which is a earlier iteration of the Sherman, and then they also had their own camouflage patterns as well. They have the aforementioned personal carriers, the LBTs. They have the LBT-4 and LBT-2, which are both basically just huge amphibious transports, with like lots of machine guns on them.
Yep.
There was also even a light tank version of the LBT called the LBT A4, which is basically like a howitzer mounted onto one of those carriers.
It was in the
um,
trailer, right?
yeah. It was
Yeah.
in the trailer. Like I think it's in like the background,
Yeah, the back. Yeah, yeah.
on one of the beach invasion scenes. Yeah, and for the Japanese, yeah, they have we added 6 tanks, uh, but when we think of those 6 tanks, we actually added the early war and the late war versions of them. So on Iwo Jima, you'd probably be playing the late war variants of those tanks. So we added like the what was it, the Type 95 Hago tank, which is a small 3-man tank with a 37 millimeter gun. We added the Type 97 Chiha and Chiha Kai tanks. Like these are heavier tanks that have a larger, I think it was a 57 millimeter gun, but
Right.
they are like a class above the like the Hagos. Um, and also the Japanese have their own complement of unique trucks and cars that are, you know, I guess, uh, uh, yeah, like unique to that faction.
Right. Look, I mean, whoever did the work on was it the Japanese tanks, you guys did awesome work. Like the details on everything is just incredible.
No, thank you. Yeah, I mean that's like certainly credit to like the Mercury House team and the artist that I believe the guy that did those his name is Taito. He's a really yeah, he's a super talented the 3D artist and like even the tanks themselves. I believe he just started getting into doing those vehicles. Like previously, he was doing props and like environment assets. So
Oh wow.
like not bad for
Yeah,
like first
that's
couple
pretty
goes
good.
at doing a vehicle. Yeah.
Um, how much time? Well, we got 1 minute left. Is there anything? Oh, that's my alarm.
Mm.
Is there anything that you want to share with me, or from you, or any
No,
news?
just say, like, you know, we hope we hope that everybody enjoys the Pacific update, which is, I believe, set to go out on February 19th, hopefully, if everything goes well. Um, we are taking a lot of the data that we got from the last playtest and you know, tweaking things to make sure that they you know, that we address the feedback and fix the bugs that any bugs we found during that playtest. So hopefully by the time we get to the 19th, it will be even more smoother, bug-free experience for you all. We were glad that's, you know, what we did over the course of the December and January periods to improve the product. Seems to have worked.
Right,
um, definitely wasn't like an easy call to delay the release, but you know, we were glad that that they were, you know, we were able to rally and actually get something that you know, would meet people's expectations. Um,
right.
yeah, so I'd say look forward to the release, and also for any future Squad 44 content that we have planned coming up for the rest of the year.
Well, it was great talk to you. I'm guessing this was the last playtest. I'm guessing till
Um,
the release.
yeah, currently planned, but who knows? Maybe we might need to get another large scale one, just to verify a couple things. But for the moment, this yeah might be our last one before we actually go to yeah, like, actual release.
All right. Okay. Do you have more time talking, or is this it?
I believe we have a next interview now,
Yeah,
Okay.
Matt.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
All
Um,
right. Okay. That's all right. That's fine.
It was
cool.
great
Well,
talking to you
we
too,
will
Nick.
have
Yeah.
You too.